In this video, we are going to show you how to simplify your Qlik reporting process with a distribution and supporting Qlik Sense app in Mail and Deploy. Here is our supporting app. It is an additional Qlik app that provides Mail and Deploy with more detailed information. For example, different flags, email addresses, etc. In this case, we have sales reps with a lot of different information, like their names, email addresses, when they want their reports, what day of the week, what are they in charge of, and then different flags whether they want an email or they want their reports to be uploaded to SharePoint. Then we also have the information on whether they are allowed to see the revenue in their report or not and what their monthly sales target is. Then right here, we have another table for templates in which we basically specify which templates from the report are they allowed to see or are they supposed to see. And then we have another table for regional managers, again, with email addresses and the info on whether they are supposed to get an email or not. Now we are going to Mail and Deploy. Here we have prepared a couple of tasks to showcase different scenarios where you could use a supporting app. We are just going to open the first one, sending regional sales reports to region managers. The first thing we are going to need in this case is a parameter for the region, which we are getting from a value table. In the Actions tab, we are setting a couple of local variables that we are going to need for the report to create the report and filter data. In this case, it is the month and the year. Then we are going to filter in our supporting app the region, and we are going to set a group to check whether the email flag is 0 or 1. As you can see in our app, right here is the email flag. Back in Mail and Deploy, the condition here basically says if there is any field that contains 1, we are going to send an email. And if they are 0, then we can just abort the task. The next thing we are going to filter is the Send Email field in our supporting app to get the fields that contain 1, or better said, contain data of the regional managers who are supposed to get an email. And next, we are going to cycle the regions in our supporting app. We have to check Automatically Filter the cycle value, because we need all the data that is associated with the region. And then we are going to create a report. Again, we need our parameters, which we have set before, the variables and the cycle value, which is the region. And finally, we are going to send the report via email. For the email address, we are going to use our returning email address, which is also contained in the supporting app. As you can see here. And the first use case is complete. In the next use case, we are sending sales rep analysis reports to sales representatives. So back to the actions, and here we are going to set some local variables, the month, the year, and the day of the week as well. Then we are going to filter the day of the week in our supporting app. We have this here. It basically specifies what day of the week this person wants to get their report. Then we are going to cycle through our sales rep's name in our supporting app. We set a variable for the email flag and the SharePoint flag. It is specified again in the supporting app. Do they want to get an email, or do they want SharePoint uploads, or do they even want both? And then we are going to create a group. It will check if either one of those flags is 1, because if they want neither, of course, we can skip this. Then we are finally creating a report document. And again, it will go through the groups individually. Do we want to send an email? If yes, send an email. Do you want to upload it to SharePoint? If yes, upload it to SharePoint and send a confirmation email that says, "Hey, it's uploaded to SharePoint," and we can also add a link. Good, now we completed the second use case. Let's jump to the next one. This time, we are sending product group analysis to the corresponding sales rep responsible. In our Actions tab, we are setting the variables month and year again. Then we will cycle through the sales rep's name in our supporting app. And we will set the product group as a local variable. As you can see, we have the product group specified here. For example, Amelia Craig is responsible for baking goods. And then we are going to create our report document with the parameter product group. And we are passing this value along. And our report, of course, is built through the product group and only shows values that belong to that. And finally, we are going to send our email. Then it is done. In the next use case, we are going to send a modular sales rep analysis. Modular means that we have different templates in our report document that only certain people are supposed to see. Okay, let's take a look at the Actions tab. First, we are setting the variables month and year. Then we are cycling through the sales rep's name in our supporting app. And we are creating our report document. This time, we have to check which template are they getting, and we are passing this data along as a parameter to the report. In our app, the templates are specified here. So Amelia Craig gets templates 0, 1, 2, 3. And back in Mail and Deploy, we are finally sending our email. Good. Now we have another use case, sending the monthly target alert to sales representatives. Again, we are setting our local variables month and year. We are filtering in our actual data source, this time it is not the supporting app, through the month and the year. Then we are cycling through the sales reps in our supporting app, and we are filtering through the sales rep in our data source. And then we have a group that is called, in this case, sales less than monthly target. And here we have a condition which basically asks if the sum of the sales in our data source is smaller than the monthly target in our supporting app. So if that is the case, we are going to create a report document with our sales analysis, and we are sending an email. And what happens when the sale is greater than the monthly target or equal? In this case, we will send an email as well, which is saying that they are above their target for the period. Okay. And now the last one, uploading sales rep analysis to SharePoint and or sending it per email. Again, we take a look at the actions. First, we are setting our local variables. This time, it is month, year, and day of the week. We are filtering the day of the week in our supporting app. We are cycling over the field sales rep name in our supporting app. And we are setting the flags whether they get an email or they want their reports through SharePoint as a local variable. And we are also creating a local variable for the file name link and the URL. It has the current sales reps as cycle value, and here we are replacing the space with %20 for the URL, so it is viable. Then we have a group again, which we already had before. It checks whether the field of the email flag contains 1 or 0, and it does the same with the SharePoint field. If the email flag is active, then Mail and Deploy is sending an email, and if the SharePoint flag is active, it will also send an email with the link and then upload the report to SharePoint. As you can see here, the email contains our local variable file name link. In this case, of course, we have to take care that the file name link is the same link as the one we added in the email. Okay. Those were the basic or the most common use cases of how we are using supporting apps in Mail and Deploy. And that's it. Thanks for watching.